it was coming home to her mom's, whose boyfriend sexually abused and raped her. Hi Shanny Fannies, welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi Shanny, hi! Welcome to episode 3 of my Shanny Fanny series where I read your stories in a video and put the spotlight on you for a couple weeks because this is your channel too, and so let's put you guys in the spotlight for a couple weeks. So I asked you to send me your stories on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and I got a whole bunch and I'm gonna read them. And I'm so excited, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this episode and then I'll explain it all at the end again, how you can enter your stories and all of that kind of stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so this person would like to remain anonymous, and so I'm going to name her Beth. So this is from Beth on Twitter. I've always been different, larger, shorter, and weirder. I developed a skin condition at 11 years old. I had no friends and got mildly bullied. I just kind of thought life was going to change and life was going to work out. I started self-harming at 15. Slowly it got worse as I got older. I'm now 31 and life hasn't moved on. I am a recovering self-harmer. Yay! My mom left us over a decade ago and it's just been a slow, painful struggle since then. I also fell for an older married guy recently too. On a positive note, I finally went to the doctors, had a few counseling sessions, and I'm on mirtazapine. I don't know what that is. Mirtazapine. I'm hoping one day I'll be mentally sound and in a good place. I'm still young. Maybe I'm just a late starter to this life thing. Girl, I feel you. Thank you, Beth, for sharing your story. You've been through a whole lot. Holy crap. I'm sorry for all the things you've been through, but I'm really, really proud of you for being in recovery for self-harm. Like, that's a big deal and you should be proud of yourself. I'm so sorry your mom left you. I'm sorry that all these things happened. Girl, you are 31 and I get it. Like, I'm with you. Like, I'm 33 and I still haven't done the things that I always wanted to do growing up, that I always thought that I would do, like having kids especially. But I think as long as you're doing whatever you can to fulfill your life in whatever way you can, then I think you're doing pretty good and you should be proud of that. So if you're proud of maybe your life isn't going the way that you thought it would, but maybe it's meant to go in a different direction and maybe that's meant to help you or meant to help somebody else, who knows? So I totally get it. I'm proud of you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your story. It's very inspiring. So please leave Beth a comment below. That's what we're gonna call her. If you'd like to respond to her story, be sure to read the comments because I'm sure a lot of people have related to you and can help you a little bit further. But I'm so freaking proud of you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing this with us. This is a great story because of how it's written. This is from Jessica Farley and it says, long ago, there was a girl named Jessica Farley, ... She grew up with a loving family but did not always show it. Her mom left her dad and her dad remarried someone else. Her dad neglected her even when she visited her dad. If it wasn't going over to his house with a jealous wife and being locked in a bedroom the whole time, it was coming home to her mom's, whose boyfriend sexually abused and raped her. She eventually told her grandmother and the boyfriend was kicked out. Gosh, thank goodness. Did you kick him in the crotch? I'll do it. The boyfriend was kicked out and it was like nothing had ever happened. Eventually Jessica's mom found a good guy and despite family drama, loved her like his own. As time went on, grandparents died after helping her mom take care of them. She then developed mental illness, schizoaffective disorder, depressive type, PTSD, and an unknown personality disorder. After a while, her high school sweetheart broke up with her, and she has been in and out of psychiatric hospitals because of voices and suicidal tendencies. She stays strong and tries to get help for herself. As Jessica types this, she thinks about how lucky she is to be alive. She isn't a religious person, but she is thankful for who she has in her life. Her best friend and her other friends in her life are like her family. Her mother and stepfather support her in life and they know that and knows that they love her. She thinks about her past and her illness, and although she has had it rough, she is lucky. She can tell her story and enjoy what life has to offer. One day she dreams of becoming a high school teacher. Jessica, this is incredible. I'm so freaking sorry that happened to you. That really sucks. I hope that somehow you have found a way for justice to be served for what was done to you. Maybe not even necessarily punishing him because he deserves that. What the crap? Like, I really want to punch him in his balls right now. But also, like, I know how important it is to feel validated from your family. And I know how painful it is to have someone not believe you what happened, or they just don't address it. They just sweep it under the rug and move on like it never even happened. So that right there is one of the most painful things that can happen if you are someone who's been abused. If someone just wants to not talk about it and act like nothing happened, that's one of the worst feelings in the world, because you start to feel crazy, but you're not. And it sounds like you've got a really good head on your shoulders, and it sounds like you've learned a lot, and it sounds like you're stronger than you were before this all happened. So it's like, in that way, I'm glad that happened to you. That sounds horrible, but it's just like, I'm glad that all my trials happened to me because they made me the strong person that I am. So I'm excited for you. You should be a teacher. Do it. And who knows how many kids you're going to help and what you have to offer this world beyond what you already are. Like, you've already inspired the crap out of me. So thank you for sharing your story. I'm sorry you went through all of that, but thank you for seeing the positive, like sharing the positive part with us and your hopes and your dreams and stuff with us, because that really, really helps. At least me, it does. It helps me a lot to hear that kind of thing. So thank you so much. Okay, this next one did not specify to be remained anonymous, so I'll go ahead and say her name. This is from Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. She says, hello. Hi. I just saw your latest video and thought I would share with you my story. Before the summer holidays, when I was 9 years old, one girl brought in some scales. I can remember that day because that's the day that I became aware of my weight and started to believe that it mattered. Oh dear. We had a competition of who could lose the most weight before school started again. That's when my restricting began. I was bullied at secondary school for liking rock music and wearing glasses, and I had braces. When I was 14, my tutor noticed my weight dropping and took me to one side and asked if my family were giving me lunch money. She paid for my dinner and made me eat it, and that was the first time I purged. My weight dropped seriously low, and I was admitted to an eating disorder ward at age 16. I was there for 7 months, then went to my parents and began college. I was a year behind of the few friends I'd managed to keep from school. For most people, going to school, college, or university is a good distraction, but for me it was an excuse to not eat through the day, then tell my parents that I'd eaten. One of my close friends committed suicide a few weeks later. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made my first suicide attempt the night I found out. I just wanted to be with him. I got sectioned and ended up staying in mental health units for 4 years. Wow. The first year on constant arm's length observations without even being allowed outside. Whilst there, Ed was taking me over once again, and I was fed through a tube in my nose for 6 months. I got discharged at age 21. I've been back at the hospital for a week at a time, 3 times each time sectioned. A few months ago, I had to have major surgery on my bowel and stomach because of my eating disorder. They said I was lucky not to have a stoma. I don't know what a stoma is. What's a stoma? Tell me in the comments below what a stoma is, because I don't know what that is clearly. I've been living in a flat in supported living for a few months after I figured that working with the system and learning not to fight against it always gets the best results. I still struggle daily, and because of that, I've agreed to go to a rehab voluntarily for intensive therapies, and I'm just waiting for my team to make the final plans. I'm not looking forward to therapy, but I'm looking forward to getting a better quality of life and maybe starting a degree at a university. I'd really like to be a mental health nurse and help people that are in situations like me. I'm starting to realize that maybe I do deserve a future. I do deserve to be happy, and Ed won't take any more of my life from me. I love you. You're incredible. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm so proud of you. See, you're a lot stronger than I am, to be honest, and I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you have been taking these steps to do things that you need to do for you. And that's so inspiring and so awesome. So thank you for sharing that with us. You've been through a lot, and I believe that you are going to be happy and you are going to have the life that you want because you're working on it and you're strong. Look at everything you've already survived. Like, you're going to come out of this so much stronger and be so much more ready for the next hard thing to come, because that's what life's about, is going through the hard things, learning from them, moving on, going through another hard thing, using the strength that you gained from the last hard thing to deal with the new hard thing. Like, in my opinion, you're kind of set for life. So I am so stinking proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story. You were beautiful. Thank you, Rebecca. All right, let's do one more. Okay, this is from Aubrey. And Aubrey says, so my story is, when I was 11 years old, my dad committed suicide. He was the best thing in my life. Oh, honey. My mom doesn't really care about me because she's always on her phone texting men. I've been self-harming since I was 12. Now I'm 13 and I've developed an eating disorder. I still self-harm and I'm trying to stop. I'm going to be on a basketball team at my school and I'm really nervous because I've been starving myself every day and then eating a little when I get home. I'm trying to get better and your videos are really helping me. I'm learning that it doesn't matter what you look like, just as long as you think you look good. That's all that matters. Thanks, Shanny, for everything. Oh, sweetheart. You're 13 years old, baby girl. You are at the age where if you make the decision now to stop what you're doing, it will be so much easier than if you wait. Trust me on this. Everyone tell her the same thing in the comments. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. So you are in a place where it's fairly new to you, and so you can stop it before it gets worse, before you lose everything, before you can't have kids like I am, or you lose relationships like I did. My birds are killing each other. And also, I'm like, it's so cool that you're going to be on the basketball team. I think you should maybe start using that as a passion and feed your body and fuel your body, and think of it not as, oh, I'm going to get fat if I eat, because that's what the effed up voices are telling you, but think of it as, oh, I need to eat this so that I can play basketball better. I need to eat healthy. I need to eat 3 meals a day. I need to eat normally if I'm going to be able to play basketball. Let basketball be your passion for a little bit. Use that. Like, use anything else, but it sounds like if you're going to be on the basketball team, you could use that right now. You could use that, and if that doesn't work out, find something else you're passionate with and use that before it gets too late. And I can't say it enough. I know that if I were to talk to my 13-year-old self, I wouldn't hear any of it. I would not understand any of it, because I just wouldn't. That's just how you are when you're that age. Your brain isn't fully capable of seeing consequences later. So, but I do wish that I would have had somebody to tell me, trust me, you do not want to continue this. Trust me. There will come a day where you'll see the consequences and you will regret it more than anything in your whole life. So just take that, run with it. You stick with the people who do love you and who do treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, which is great, because you're great and you're amazing. And you make the decision to make your life a great one, because you are still so young and you've got your whole future in front of you. And I'm sure you hear that all the time, but I mean it. I know that's cheesy, but I mean it. So do not give up, and I believe in you. You're amazing. Thanks for sharing your story, and I love you and I'm proud of you. Okay, I think that's all we have time for today. So I will see you guys tomorrow for another Shanny Fanny Story series. If you'd like to send yours in, please send them to either Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I will link all of those below. Leak? Did I say leak or link? Either way, I'll link them below too. And if you want me to see your story, Twitter is definitely the best place for me to see it, because on Instagram I get thousands of messages that I would have to fish through to find your story. So it would be a lot easier for me, since I'm kind of new to Twitter. My mailbox isn't that full on Twitter, so it would be easiest to send it there, or my Facebook page, Educating Shanny on Facebook. So, but you can try sending it to Instagram too. It's just less likely that I'll find it on Instagram. So if you want it read, then send it Twitter first and then Facebook second. So anyway, okay, I think that's it. Oh, and just be sure to make it about a page. If you were to print out a page on a printer on a normal size paper and it was single spaced, average size font, that's about the longest that to try and not let your story go longer than that, because I want to try and fit in as many as we can. So okay, thanks to everyone who shared their stories, and I'll see you tomorrow for more. I personally am really enjoying doing this. It's so inspiring and so great to hear you guys and your struggles and your stories. Like, you guys are just the coolest people in the world, and I feel so lucky to know you all. So thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. And remember forever and always that you are beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye!